So how many people are glad that you came today? Very good. Very good. Is it worth it? Was it worth the wait? Very good. Well, fortunately for you, he said to keep it to about 5 to 6 minutes. So my topic is really pretty simple anyway. I say it's simple, but nobody wants to ever do it because it requires you sitting down and taking the time to do it. But it's to create a prospecting list. Who's ever sat down and literally put hundreds of names down on a list of paper? Well, that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. Before we extend the invitations like Chad was talking about, we have to have someone to go extend that invitation to, right? So to create this prospecting list, you have to kind of look at it like it's capital. When you start a business, you need what? Capital. So because here with us, it's only $39.95, it doesn't require a lot of money up front, right? So what's our capital? People, right? So what we're going to ask you to do, the first task into creating a prospect list is to simply sit down somewhere where you're uninterrupted and put names on paper. Very important that you actually write them down. There's something about transferring from the brain to paper and going through that process and literally writing it down that helps you. We don't want to put a whole lot of thought into it. We just simply want to put names on paper. Now, you can start probably with your cell phone. How many people have a cell phone? How many names would you guess you have in your cell phone book? 300? 800? See, your list is already complete. Very good. Very good, very good. So start with your cell phone. How many folks are on social media? Who's on Facebook? Who's on Twitter? If you are into social media, simply visit those sites and those connections you have there. What do? Put those folks down on paper. We're not going to judge. We're not going to think about, hey, who's going to do this? We're not going to think about, this guy probably won't be interested or this gal won't be interested. Literally just almost be, I don't want to say dumbfounded, but just clear your mind and just literally just put the names on paper. Now, after you finish that process, hopefully we got 100, 200, 300. She's got 800 already in her phone book. Once we do that, we want to do what? Not just yet. We're going to call them, but we don't want to call them just yet. Here's the second thing we want to do is we're going to prioritize. We're going to categorize. We're going to tweak it a little bit and revise that list and put a little more thought into it with this process. There's 3 things I want you to be thinking about. And you can hear all kinds of different philosophies on this, but I tried to adopt this to our mission. First thing we want to think about is starting at the top of that list, just going down that names list. Anybody that we see that is what I call a trusted advisor. A trusted advisor is simply someone with a circle of influence. People trust them. They sort of gravitate toward them. They like them. Fun to be around. It's your Pastor Tony Scott, your Joel Stockstools that you heard from this morning. Now, they don't have to be pastors. They can be teachers, coaches like Mr. Chad over here. By the way, if you don't know Chad, you need to go shake his hand and get his phone number because he really has been doing this for a long time. And he's really good at what he does. So get to know him and say hello. So what we want to do is go down that list. We want to put a check mark by everybody that we think is a trusted advisor. Put a check mark. Second thing we're looking for is someone that has sort of a spirit of an entrepreneur. They want a little bit more out of life. They're not quite satisfied with what they have. Maybe they've had some success in their life, but they're just not where they want to be in life. Put a check mark there as well. And probably third and most important, you know how you feel about our mission, correct? As you go down that list, look at all the folks that you feel may be sharing in that passion. Maybe they have the same compassion for these kids. And of course, it's a guess, but anybody that you think may have a heart for our mission, put a check by their name. Now, once we do that, we want to go down that list, and hopefully at this point, you've got 25, to 50 names with 3 checks, right? Those are the folks that we want to extend the invitations to first. It'll help the process. And I guess if there's anything that I can tell you today about extending those invitations, Chad talked a little bit about it, I would say just be yourself. Just go out and do this in love. You keep thinking about this. If we keep pointing to this, everything else will come. Everything else will come. So just go out, be yourself. How many folks would like to do, Duncan mentioned 10,000 kids. Who would like to impact 1,000 kids this year, 2015? Let me tell you something. Go find 10 of your friends. Help them do what Chad said. Get 20 sales. Do the math. If you do that every quarter, that's 10,000 children. Almost. Actually, it's 9,600 if you do the math. So, but that's impacting almost 10,000 children just by going to get 10 people, helping them find their 20 sales, and doing that every quarter. That's my topic. Thank you.